In this video, we are going to do a 3-card tarot spread, and we're going to pull some chakra cards as well. And we're going to be asking the question, when will I get it back? Can mean a lot of things to a lot of people, but if you're drawn to this video, the answer will be here for you. I'm Andy, thanks very much for watching. It has been quite a while since I released a video actually, but there's been loads going on, loads and loads happening. So let's get down to it, let's get shuffling, let's dive right in using Tarot in Wonderland today. So the first card out off the top of the deck is the Page of Swords. There he is. Now the Page of Swords, quite an inexperienced kind of character, but also quite a useful character. And I'm seeing this, guys, as an indication of the character that you need to be drawing on. Swords is the air signs. It's Gemini, Libra or Aquarius energy. Doesn't mean you have to be one of those signs, but it's that kind of energy you want to be looking at, actually. Think about the air. Think about what's blowing in the wind, because that's really what's got a lot of people held up at the moment, and that is why so many of us are wondering, when will we get it back? So much has been lost in the last few months, and doesn't look like the trouble's over yet, but it does look like an answer's coming, because we've got the Page of Swords here. The Page of Swords is a useful kind of energy, you know, so it shows that the situation is going to move on, that the situation really is going to mature, and so whatever we're going through at the moment isn't what we're going to be stuck with long term, and that is really good news. The page has got a scroll held up in one hand there, and we don't know what's written on the scroll. Probably the page doesn't either, but we don't know. The page certainly has the energy of enlightening us, though, as we go forward. We've just got to keep the faith, really. Another thing about sword cards is, you know, they're making decisions. They have so much to do with getting things done. That really is the suit of wands. But you can't get those wandy things done unless you make the sword decisions that need to be made. Okay, so here we go. We've got the rabbit, and that's natural, really, because this is the Tarot in Wonderland deck. It's based on the Alice in Wonderland stories, but it's a very powerful tarot deck, actually. I have many decks, including the old traditional Rider-Waite ones, and this is the one I always use. The more I've used this deck, the more effective it's been. And because we've actually got a rabbit here, I'm going to say fertility. So again, the situation isn't stuck solid. Nothing is written in stone. Things are actually going to move on and get busy, you know. So get busy in your mind if you can. The worst thing at a time when everything's up in the air and crazy, the worst thing you can really do is just decide that things are never going to change. Things are just going to be stuck the way they're stuck. And this particularly affects those of us who've had our troubles in the past and have been maybe experiencing stuck energy over several years, because it goes like that sometimes. We have to remember, it's very human to think if something's always gone wrong, it's going to keep on going wrong. Very human indeed, that, but we must remember that things can get better, and things will get better if we believe in it. If we totally don't believe that things are going to get better, then quite honestly we won't. And there's a whole law of attraction thing there. That's very kind of true of everything, because we do attract our own reality. But just even in a completely kind of seemingly unspiritual way, if we just decide things aren't going to improve, we're going to give that vibe off. We're going to let the people around us know that we don't really think things can change. And so when things are changing and when things are improving, and maybe we're hoping a person's going to come back to us, as well as, you know, a job or whatever, the people who are in charge of that, they're not going to come to us with that new energy if we decide it can't happen, you know. So we have to kind of see this as a youthful situation, something that's going to mature and something that's going to bring us good things. Because only when we believe that can it really actually bring us those good things. Let's do a chakra card as well, okay? Because it's, you know, it makes it a bit more personal, doesn't it? It kind of shows us a bit more about what's going on spiritually in our own minds as we go on with this. Okay, so top card here then, 29, Spiritual Awakening. There, 29. it's kind of near to the third level of completion in terms of numerology there. So the situation is maturing and we're not there yet, and it looks like the answers are going to be coming in pretty soon, just going off the numerology of that number 9 there. This is the Soul Star Chakra. It's the one that's up above our head, about a foot above the top of our head. And this is the chakra that connects us with all the spiritual goings on. So I'm going back into that law of attraction idea with this card, really. And look at what's going on. This spark of light is almost coming from the forehead chakra here, isn't it? That's not the energy of this card exactly, but it's certainly the energy of the image. And it's the energy of the moment, you know, because to really get in touch and to really, you know, make things manifest, we've got, you know, kind of really put out of the forehead chakra there, because everything about the forehead chakra is looking in, and it's looking at that pineal gland within our mind, within our brain. And that is what they call the God center, the God part of the brain. Well, whether you believe in God or not, it's certainly where the soul lives, and the third eye is always looking in on that. And because it's looking in, that's what actually, because of the magic of all this, that's what gives it the power to reach out to the wider universe. Okay, so put your thoughts out there. Don't just give up whatever you do. Regard this as a situation that is going to grow and is going to mature. That's the message of the Page of Swords. And this shows that if we keep on putting that energy out there and looking inside ourselves and pepping ourselves up, give yourself a pep talk if you have to. That's what's really going to make a difference. That is what's going to get things really moving in the most positive direction I can imagine. So that's the Page of Swords. Okay, and that's the Soul Star Chakra just above the head. That's where we connect with the universe. That's where we really kind of put out our manifesting thoughts, and that's what really makes them come in. The stronger we can get that, the better. So meditate in that direction, friends. That is the thing to do. Okay, let's move on. Have another tarot card. So turning over the top one, we've got Four of Swords. It's another sword card. Ooh, excuse me, I knocked the camera there. I've got to put my cards down somewhere. It's the Four of Swords, so it's swords energy again, air sign energy again. So maybe, guys, the answer is coming from an air sign around you. How do you feel about that? It sounds like a crazy thing to say, but honestly, the most important thing about any of these readings and the interpretations is what you take away from it. That's how it works online. That's why there are 77 cards and there are kind of 77 zillion, billion, squillion people in the world, all with different things going on, and yet the cards keep on coming up with the answers. Now, I don't know if you've been into the tarot for any length of time, you'll know that's true, friends. But even if you haven't, you know, let me assure you, the tarot has the most amazing wisdom behind it. And when you're drawn to watch a video like this, you're drawn to it for a reason. So Four of Swords, it's that air sign energy again. So let's think of the Gemini side of things here, you know, because whatever it is you want to bring back into your life, whatever you're hoping is going to come back, that's kind of you and someone else, or you and something else, a situation that need to be brought together. And the Gemini energy is all about bringing things together. Think of the Libra energy in the air signs too. Balance. You know, whatever you want to attract, it's all about bringing things into balance. So as you've got your manifesting head on, as you're kind of putting your thoughts out there, like we did with the Spiritual Awakening Chakra card in the Soul Star realm there, as you're putting those thoughts out, it's really like anything, you know, if you've got kind of a high level of water up here and a low level of water down here, the levels will eventually balance up, just because that's nature and the universe is forever trying to bring itself into balance. Okay, think also actually then of the Aquarius energy, of the water kind of flowing together. It's not a water sign exactly, it's an air sign, but it's Aquarius, you know, and we're headed towards the age of Aquarius. And this is something people have really lost sight of in recent times, friends. It's most unfortunate. A few years ago, we were all in spiritual realms anyway. We were always talking about the ascension. Many people seem to have let go of the idea of the ascension because what's been going on in the world for the last few months at least, and, you know, generally speaking for a long time, but particularly over the last few months, whatever has been going on in the world has taken our eyes off the prize. taking our thoughts away from any kind of idea of manifesting something good. But we are headed into the age of Aquarius, and that is why everything is in such a state of flux, because big changes are happening, big changes are going on. So the Four of Swords plays into all of this, because again, it's decisions, decisions, decisions. Maybe you're sick of making decisions. If you are, that is fine, because the character here is taking a nice rest under the tree. 3 swords hanging above his head, but he doesn't care. He's having a nice sleep and he's recharging his batteries. That is the most important thing there. So get those batteries recharged, my friends. I'm always telling people, keep your manifesting head on, keep trying to draw in success. Best way to do that is if everything in the body is in balance. That gets the manifesting mind really, really up and kind of gets you on your toes in terms of drawing in whatever you need to draw in. Everything's fine in this picture. These swords are decisions that need to be made, but the character can have the longest sleep that he needs. That's the main thing, okay? Because that's going to make him rested. The problems will still be there when he comes back. The decisions will still have to be made, but he'll make much better decisions. Some people might have looked after some of it in the meantime. You never know, but he will make his decisions much better as a result of having that sleep. Let us do a chakra card and see where we're going with that. Okay, I do like to look into the chakras as we're going along with this. It just kind of adds another dimension to it, and it's a very real dimension, because the tarot work on a spiritual level always, and the chakras are where humankind meets up with the universe. And this one, 34 here, universal light. And this reminds me a lot of the magician card in the Tarot in Wonderland deck, actually. It also looks a bit like the Ace of Swords here, so we're in with that kind of energy as well. Universal light, that's what we're dealing with. See, the moon is here, the moon is very, very bright, and so is whatever's going on with the stars in the universe here. All around there is darkness, but there's a massive amount of light shining out in the darkness. So take heart from that, my friends, because things might not look as if they're ever going to look up again in whatever situation you're in at the moment, but believe me, they will start looking up and things will improve. You know, there comes a time in life when things can only get better, and we're pretty much there on a worldwide scale at the moment. And I've no doubt there's probably going to be some more bad news to come on a worldwide scale. But what really needs to change in your personal life, you can get stuck into that now. You can decide there's no more kind of going back. There's no more standing still. You're going to get up, you're going to get ready, and you're actually going to push ahead, my friends. That seriously is what needs to happen. Anyway, I did talk about a 3-card spread, so let's move on and draw card number 3. And here we are, Major Arcana this time. It's number 3, and it's the Empress. First of all, that number 3, it's an early kind of step along the journey of the tarot. The tarot works as a journey, starting from the Fool at 0, starting off, you know, with nothing, and then the Magician. Here, though, we have actually got the Empress. She is something of a nature goddess, is the Empress, and this shows that certain things are falling into place. But look, she's pretty well inexperienced there, and Alice is helping her. Nothing wrong with being helped along, you see. And this is another thing about spirituality. We tend to think of the divine, we tend to think of all the unstoppable forces of the universe as an absolutely almighty thing. And that is true in so many ways, but we forget our own part in it. And if we don't nurture that great kind of amazing power into our own lives and just kind of nurture it in the world, it doesn't really have the chance to get its work done as well as it otherwise would. This is a real important thing that's so easy to forget, you know. Everything that goes on out there in the universe is really going on in our own hearts and in our own minds at the same time, in the same way. They're two sides of the same coin. We're all part of a kind of a soul tribe, you know. Everyone is part of one or another soul tribe. There are many of them in this world, and it's all about bringing more light, bringing more truth, bringing more honesty and just general value into the world, you know. That's what's so important about it. Yes, I'll be in low power mode. Will you please shut up? Right, sorry, my phone was just trying to get me to forget what I'm talking about there. And it's just about succeeded, actually. Okay, so let's draw a chakra card again and see where we're going with this. Okay, but the Empress energy, she needs a hand, but she is a very mighty character. Okay, let's shuffle Rachel Sharman's chakra deck, which has been very popular on the channel, and see what we've got on the top here. We have got number 14, Inner Strength. And here we go. We're in the solar plexus chakra here. So that is where the inner strength builds up and comes out into the world then as the outer strength. We have to build it up internally. So here we go. It goes with this card because you need to nurture the power within yourself. You know, there's that old tale of a young Native American who asks his father, Father, I have kind of a good feeling within me and a bad feeling within me. Which one will win? And his father says, the one that you feed is the one that will win. So you've got to feed that part of your soul, that part of your personal power. Whatever has kind of gone south for you in all the time of craziness we've had in 2020 and maybe in the whole of life, whatever's gone south for you, it can come up again. I've got a moth flying around now. Nature is calling to me all the time. Be aware of these little signs around you, okay? And be aware that you actually matter. And the person you want to bring back into your life, the situation you want to bring back into your life, or wherever you want to take yourself in life, you actually matter. You really, really do. That's the way it is. You know, we're all here for a reason. You actually matter. So think about that inner strength. Do what you need to do to build it up. And I'm going to say some meditation is going to help there, because we did have this card here, and this looks very much meditation. It was the first chakra card we got, so this is the direction we're pointing in. Right, I've got hiccups now. Well, I think I'm going to wrap it up there, my friends. Thank you very much Thank you very much indeed for watching. I was going to go on longer, but things I've got hiccups and the camera's dying. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed the video, and I'll see you again very soon. Take care. Peace.